Welcome back. It's time to get hooked on a different kind of knitting. Jennifer Ackerman-Haywood from the Grand Rapids Press and CraftSanity.com is here to introduce us to the idea of spool knitting.
Yes.
I like this. This is kind of like a mini loom.
Yeah, and before there were all these craft stores that we could walk into, a lot of the crafts people used to take just an old spool, and this is the old wooden spool.
Yep.
They would use up the thread, and then they'd save their old spools, and they pound some nails into the top.
You see how that is, guys? It's a really tight shot, but you've got 6 nails pounded in, and you're literally using those like a loom,
yeah,
and cranking out a product.
And what you're basically doing is making a cord, and we'll switch over here. Yeah, and there's different products here now. You can buy
in stores. Yeah.
At the craft store, you can buy plastic products that accomplish the same thing.
Yes.
But we're going to show you today how you can do this, get kids involved, and get them use big yarn so they can do this very easily.
Yeah, I call it fat yarn. They get instant satisfaction using the bigger yarn.
Yeah, it's the chunky yarn.
Yep.
So basically, you can use a toilet paper roll. We have one here started.
Yep.
Or you can use like a tape, the inside of a roll of tape. Actually, I think this came from yarn. Mm-hmm. What you do is cut your popsicle sticks down because you want it to hang over so you have something to wrap your yarn around.
Yep.
And we'll do this real quickly here.
So you're gluing 4 popsicle sticks around whatever circular item you've decided to use. And you want them sticking up because those are the pegs around which you're going to be weaving this yarn.
Exactly, exactly.
And you want them probably equidistant around this circle.
Yeah,
so you've measured and marked it off.
I marked it, but you know what? It's okay to eyeball it.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to be totally perfect. And then I save my rubber bands off the newspaper. I don't think I ever buy rubber bands.
I do the same thing.
I'm not the only one who does. I have a whole drawer full of them.
Yeah,
so
me
it's
too.
one of the benefits, the free craft supplies that come into my house. So what you do is put a little bit of glue, and then you of course could not use this one right away. So you know you want to
let that dry.
And of course, you know, then your popsicle sticks, you have to reposition them, but put a bunch of rubber bands around and then let this dry.
So then you get something like this.
Then we get to this, and what I'll do is I'll show you how it starts here. You're basically wrapping counterclockwise around each peg. And then after that, you just go around the outside. Okay, and this is very easy. You can just use your fingers on something like this. You just put the bottom loop over the top one, all the way around, and you want to make sure the tail is down here so you can actually pull your...
Because your little tube that you're making is going to come right through.
We're essentially making a rope.
Yes.
And I just took this one off here. And what we'll do is we'll move over to this one. I'm using some chunky yarn here, and you can see how it started, and you just go around the edge, pull the bottom loop over the top.
It helps too. I find my daughter does this thing called the Nifty Knitter, and it's the same concept. And she has a little hook that she pulls the yarn over. If you had a little hook, that'd be good.
Some of them come with a little tool, like this blue one over here came with a little hook, and on the other end it's just pointed. You can use it if you're using something this small. You'll want to use a yarn needle.
Yes.
And then I'll move over to this, the fastest way to do this. I mean, this is great for kids, for motor skills.
Let's show what's coming out the bottom end.
This is what's coming out.
Fantastic.
It's like a rope, essentially. And what you can do is if you keep going, you can coil this and make a rug. You could use it as a doll leg or arms if you're making a funky stuffed doll.
Cute.
You can use it for hair on a doll if you want to have really crazy hair. This is the Wonder Knitter. It's the same kind of thing, store-bought. And it goes really fast, which I really love. And this is Kate Fawcett wool yarn that is just wonderful. I love variegated yarn. I'm finding that when you're making these kind of things, it's best to use variegated yarn, otherwise it tends to get a little boring.
Variegated meaning various colors kind of woven into it.
Yes, when it's a mixture of colors blended together. And as you can see, this is really kind of just cranking. You don't have to turn it. It turns at the top here, so you don't have to physically turn your hand.
And then you've twirled that up, and you could make a doily.
You can make, I thought either I would make some kind of rug, or I could have just under a vase, like the doily effect. And so it's really fun. The kids can do it.
Now you're paying homage to knitting in your Sunday column.
Yes, the Threadbender Yarn Shop in Wyoming has been in business for 25 years, and in this economy, I think we should definitely celebrate that.
Gosh, yes.
Because she's weathered some storms, and you know, been open for 25 years, and in honor of that, she's celebrating her 25th anniversary with Kate Fawcett is going to be in town. He's American-born but London-based. Fantastic designer. He does everything from patchwork to knitting, even mosaics. I mean, this guy is a color genius, and he's going to be in town to talk to people about how they can use color with confidence. And his studio manager, Brandon Mobley, is also going to be in town, and he's fantastic. He's been teaching classes for about 16 years with Cape. He kind of took over from him, and he draws a crowd, so
all right,
it'll be a good time.
If you want to celebrate 25 years of great yarn in Wyoming, go do it. We'll put information on our website, wzzm13.com. Click on Take 5 links. Also,